Good morning, guys. Happy Tuesday. Remember the old saying, fool me once? That old deal. What's kind of going on lately is very interesting. We've been called preppers, not only preppers, but conservatives have been called conspiracy theorists left and right, right? But it's really funny that what keeps happening just falls into place. I mean, I'll give you this one. I told you guys about end plate the other day, the $290 million radiological antidote or whatever the hell you want to call it, uh, that the administration was purchasing from Amgen. Okay. And then, of course, the story comes out yesterday that, oh, gee, Nancy Pelosi just recently invested in Amgen. I mean, it's all this insider trading and all this sort of stuff that she's been accused of. Oh, I'm not doing anything like that. No, no, no. And here's just another example. And ironically, the whole Stock Act, the one that prohibits the Washington insiders from insider trading, that got shelved again. Funny, right? Then you look at something like the Nord Stream pipeline explosion. Okay, and I guess Sweden is now saying that they're not going to share the results of their investigation with Russia. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Why wouldn't you share it with the owner of the pipeline? I don't know. I mean, are we using this as political fodder somehow? It's like, oh, we know what happened, but the PR we get out of saying something else is different. And then you look at all the commentary that we're saying, how was the U.S. involved in that? And we don't know. Nothing's come out. Okay, but Biden's speech back from February is pretty damning. And then you look at what happened in Pennsylvania yesterday, and there was a dynamite truck that exploded at a coal mine. Now, dynamite belongs at a coal mine, no question. Okay? And mistakes happen, accidents happen, no question. But please tell me this, when's the last time you heard of a dynamite accident at a coal mine? I can't ever remember one, all right? And isn't it interesting that it happens a couple of weeks after another fossil fuel plant is, fossil fuel delivery system, however you want to call it, Nord Stream, is destroyed. At the same time, we've got this whole, we've got to save the planet crap going on, okay? It's, this just starts getting crazy. You add in what's going on economically. The Fed is now pushing ESG and social credit scores again. We talked about that for a while. All of a sudden, it's like, you know what? Maybe they're going to roll out a pilot program on this. Only if it'll help save the planet, though. That's the thing. And I mean, mind you, on this whole social credit score, guys, it's communism that you allow. So, yeah, stupid. It's one thing after another. And I mean, it gets ridiculous trying to keep up for you guys, for me, for anything. And this is what they count on. There's so much noise out there that we can't hear what's actually going on. You look at the stock market. Jamie Dimon came out yesterday and said, we're in for a rough road. He goes, we ain't seen the worst of it yet. He's expecting at least another 20% drop in the market. Okay, I'm expecting probably over 30, and I haven't wavered from that in 2 years. I still think we see Dow sub 20,000. And I'm 100% certain of it. Could I be wrong? Yes. Okay. But I don't believe it. I wouldn't be touching the stock market for my life right now. Everything, the spin out there on these news stories and stuff like that is just ridiculous. I mean, there was a story out this morning where the government is trying to convince the people that food prices are going down. Been to the grocery store lately? Oh, food prices have been down for 6 straight months. Where? Sure as hell ain't in my grocery store. Okay. Maybe if you cherry pick stuff and, steaks aren't $25 a pound anymore. Okay. Maybe you could say that. But overall, I know my basket of groceries cost me more than it did 6 months ago. And, what's causing that? Oh, I don't know. Could it be that the Mississippi River is so low that the barges can't get through, that the water from the Gulf is starting to go up the Mississippi River, and you've got a traffic jam of barges that the water's too shallow that they can't get down to Port of New Orleans? That might have something to do with it. What gets shipped down the Mississippi River? No, most of your crops. Okay, food, all right. Then you have the railroad unions who have rejected the Biden-ordered contract. So it looks like the railroad strike is on yet again. It's like on again, off again, on again, off again. I mean, it sounds like, one of Kim Kardashian's dating, but it's like, oh, gee, I think I'll date you. Oh, you do porn? Forget it. Next. Okay, that's kind of what's going on with the railroad strike here. But this is insane. And if you're not, if you're not prepping, I don't know, even if you don't even consider yourself a prepper, okay? If you're not realizing what is going on and doing something to better your lot in life. I don't care if you don't believe enough in what full-blown preppers do in regards to power solutions and water solutions and, all this sort of stuff. But at least have some money put back and have some food put back at a minimum, because the food prices are continuing to go up. We don't know when it's going to stop. Your money's continually getting worthless, and we're going to wake up one day and the banks are you're going to wake up one day and your bank's going to be, we're out of business, don't know how you're going to get your money back. Okay, that's going to happen. Can't say it's going to be the entire banking system at once. It's probably going to be drips and drabs, all right? Remember the savings and loan crisis? You had a couple of them that failed, and then it was off the cliff, and everybody else came with FSLIC. Same thing, you look at Lehman Brothers and the mortgage crisis or whatever it was. Lehman Brothers was the big one that failed in 2008. You didn't see, and hear on the news all the little ones. It's going to happen. Somebody said yesterday, we're living in history books. Yeah, we are, because your grandkids, your great-grandkids, depending on how old you are or whatever, are going to read back and go, oh my God, did you see what happened in the world in the 2020s? Yeah, hopefully it's not just like, did you see what happened in the 1930s? Because that's where it's heading, guys. This is it. We are heading right into a worldwide Great Depression. And you're starting to get economists talking about this, that we're in the beginnings of a recession. We haven't even seen the worst of it yet. And when you start coupling a recession, a depression, okay, with starving people, collapsing money, and war. What time frame in history does this remind you of? I don't know. 1930s Germany sure seems to ring a bell. This just happens to be on a huge scale, and we still have the same idiots who think, I'm going to rule the world. They're just known as the World Economic Forum. That happens to be run by a German. Go figure. Pinball out.